Yeah. So what mini project the guide says as these all are programming things that we have to complete, right? So we completed already. Let's go to the documentation part. So these are the functionalities. As I told you many times, your system should contain this type of functions for adding, removing, and everything. After that, the documentation here. The documentation should describe your implementation covering for the following areas. First is a cover page including them. So we all know that we did it for other projects as well. So just get that pages. An introduction. You have to give an introduction on your document, right? And what is this let's say this mini project for library system and some introductions like I don't know. I wrote it something, but I don't know even 100% that's perfectly already. I mean, perfect thing for perfect content introduction, but I just gave some information to them in a page. And then second thing, the assumptions, like for example I wrote it this system is for library system, and I'm assuming that we can this system is allowing them to rent any resources like books and those four items, and one person can rent more than one copy, and if there's no enough copies you cannot rent. And the users of the systems are, something actually I have an issue with these two things, because introduction and assumptions that you assume something, it can be right or wrong, no problem with that. So the thing that you are assuming what it's happening, or what's going to happen, something like this, that's what I feel. The third thing is, so here maybe I wrote it somewhere it's like around 5 to 6 lines, and assumptions, and I wrote it maybe around small two paragraphs. I'll show you my documentation as well. The problem you faced while developing and how you overcome them. So let's say when you write a program, you have a difficulty how to trim the enter data. Sometimes when you ask the user to enter ISBN number, maybe he enter two space and then ISBN number and then five spaces. So it's not nice to save the spaces in the data, right? So in that case, you have to trim the front spaces and the right spaces. So I use some one functions actually to trim it. And for example, you can say when I convert the enter data into integer, I have a problem, because sometimes user might enter, instead of writing amount 3.66 or 12 rupees, they enter ABC. So you have to handle that in your program. So maybe we learn try and catch, right? So you can say that I had an issue by doing this so and so. So I use try and catch, and I specifically caught this error like value error type, and then I handle it in my system. And also you can say if we are facing a difficulty in classes, I do not know how to import the class to my main file, because I did not experience it before. So now I learn it from this website, I learn it from W3 School, or maybe I found the solutions from ChatGPT, right? So you have to write your problems that you face and the solution. How did you complete that? I went to this site and they said, do this. I did it. Now it's working fine. I had this problem. Try and catch errors. I solved this issue. I don't know how to trim it. So I searched in the internet. I found these answers in W3 School. I solved this one. This is the thing. The second thing, the fourth thing is the fifth one maybe. The flow chart of the program. You have to write your own flow chart, how your programs work. So actually, don't think very much. Simply take your menu. So let's say when you start your programs, it will display a menu. So start and then display menu. I will show you my flowchart as well. Display menu, and then based on the selection, you will display a sub menu, right? And because now you see our book and magazine and lecture DVD, and I don't know the other CDs, all of them they have the same menu. So we don't need to create four of them, just one of them. So the actions will be at this. And then if you want to write a complete flowchart, that will be a massive. I mean, adding and this one, checking here, enter the ISBN number. This is too much already. So I just make a flowchart in one page. I don't know, but I'm not telling you that limit your flowchart to that. But they are not going to expect a big one. This is what I feel. Okay, so I wrote it in a simple flowchart. I'm going to show you my documentation as well. And I'm not saying that always remember, what I'm telling you is my assumption, and I'm assuming this is what they're expecting, this is what I'm expecting, right? So also you use your techniques. Maybe, ah, no, this is wrong. But you know, it's not enough. I have to do something better. Okay, go for it. I'm not limiting you. I'm not stopping you. Just I'm giving you my idea regarding these things. I will show you the flow chart, then I can explain to you as well. And the source code and output screenshot. This is the reason I started this session. The problem here, the output screenshot. Now, let's say separated by each functional requirement. So maybe they are asking you a functional for a, for example, adding one is one, or maybe a book adding. DVD adding, CD adding, adding means, you know what I'm saying, the add function. Separately, I have no idea. So some people, what we are doing now, when we are doing a documentation, I'll open my project actually here. And when I run my program, yeah, actually I have to run the main Python, right, the main file. So I'm running that project and it comes here. Now, let's say first time I want to put the output of my main menu. So what the people do, they just click the print screen and then selects all this window. That is not right. Don't do that, because if you go to Microsoft Word and paste it here, let's say if now even the teachers, they cannot read it, and also if it is a black screen, it's really very hard, and also it will consume a lot of data from you. And if you put 20 pictures like this, what will happen to your documentation? It will be like 10 MB, 15 MB that you cannot submit it. You have to be very careful with that, because see the submissions here, I have so I submitted already. The limitation is 5 MB, two files. I don't know whether both of them altogether should be 5 MB or each of them 5 MB. I have no idea. So now my files are 2 MB only. That's why I thought, okay, it's better to tell them now than late. That's why I started this course. So here, when you take a print screen, according to my opinion, you have to just take the print screen of what you want to show to them. Right? I'm going to take a print screen here, and then I'm going to take only this area. This is what I expecting the lectures. This is what I want to show the lecture. That's fine. I'll copy this. Now you go to the Word file and paste that only. See, it's very readable format. The font size and everything is very clear. And in addition to that, see, so this is because they don't care about this area and this code, because you cannot cover all of them in one small print screen. Much better to cover the content that they are looking for. So the content they are looking for is output screen from here. And also, if you use a black one, I feel that it will use a lot of capacities as well. So what you do, simply go to the PyCharm. I'm recommending to use a PyCharm. Write your programs in Visual Studio Code. It will be very convenient. I feel like this. Then come back to the PyCharm and fix all the errors in your code. The PyCharm is very beautiful IDE. I love it actually, because it can give you a lot of suggestions. You will learn by suggesting it. It's suggesting you so many things, saying that don't use this one. Do, for example, when I go to the function here, it should be camel case. So the book function, the B should be capital, F should be capital. Maybe most of us, we don't care about that. We just write it, right? For example, if I make it like F and then B, a simple B, now it's giving you warning. Uh, See, the warning icons are here. A big warning. I mean, it's not very important, but always stick with the standard way that is best for you, because we all are, one day we'll be programmers. So always click this option here. It will show you typo in words book function. So what is saying that? I'm right clicking. I'm going to right click here, show quick fixes. And it's saying that typo rename, and then they are suggesting you actually, and then you can rename class function and its usages. So actually it's a camel case, but I think when you hover the mouse over here, see, class name should use camel case convention. Even without camel case convention it will work, but it's much better to use with function. So it's very good IDE. In Visual Studio will tell you also, but this is specifically for Python. So they know what Python is expecting when you compile or when you write a big programs in the future. And after you, let's say after you import, they want you to put two empty lines to start the class. So this is, I never know that actually before I used PyCharm. Okay, so these are the things. So when I go to my any of my file, I don't have any errors. I fix all of them actually, all of them. I don't want it either weak warning or a strong warning or errors, something. I don't want any of my in my project because I want it to be a perfect in my level. And maybe if they found some mistakes, that's another thing, right? But in your level, you fix everything that you can. So use the PyCharm. I'm recommending you to use the PyCharm. Where we are now. Okay, so this one. So in this case, it's difficult to put in a black background. Or if you like it, maybe some people they like colors and everything. It's fine. Go for it. If it is not, in case if you want to bring the background white and the font to be black, just go to the PyCharm again and change your environment variable. So I'm going to click File and I'm going to say IDE setting and then settings sync. I click settings sync here and then appearance and behavior and appearance here. This is the theme is Dracula here. So I'm going to use IntelliJ Light and it's become white. So now you run the program and then I'm going to run it again. Stop and rerun. So it's very clear. So I'm going to take a print screen of what I want to show it to them. So it's still up to you, but the thing is, make sure that you will be covering only the area that you want to show it to the lectures. Don't cover everything. So this is very, according to me, it will be very light. And in case if you want to put a box around this one, you can right click on that and then format the picture and go and line and no line, solid line. It's blue, so I'm going to change it to black. And there's a nice things. And in case if you want to move the pictures to here and there, you just work with the wrapping, text wrapping options and how you place it. So if you want to drag anywhere else with this, just use this option here, and then you can use any of them. It's up to you according to your need. So you can drag it anywhere else you want without interfering, without destroying your texts. Simply move here and there. So still up to you. And then later on, if I put another pictures and if I want to do the same thing with other picture, for example, I put one more picture and if I want to do the same thing what I did, simply click this one and click Format Painter and click this. So it will be applied. So you don't need to go again, right click and go properties, format pictures and borders and colors. You don't need to do that. Just simply click this one and format picture. So it will apply all the formats that you applied to the previous picture and click this one. It will be fine. But these things, and here you have to change it. So it will help you a lot of things. It can save you time, by the way. Right. So I like this way, and I did this way in my code. This is your output. Okay, fine. So in that case, when you do a documentation, do it. But after that, working with the white background is too bright. It's not good for your eyes as well. So go back again. Now I'm going to revert it back because I don't need this. I'm going to go to the appearance and appearance back again. I'm going to use Dracula, which is I'm very what do you call that? Comfortable for my eyes. Okay, and this is the very important thing. So when you compile all your projects, it will be very light. Where is our? Did I close it? The documentation. Okay, okay, and yeah, I will be opening it again. Okay, so okay, fine. This, the source code and the output screenshots separated by each functional requirement. So if you want to show adding facility comes this way and removing it this way, outputs of them. So in my documentation, I submitted output for each and every resource and actions. For example, book, how to add, how to remove, length, this one, show available, show unavailable. Then I go to the next one, magazine, add, remove, one by one. So I take the screenshots, maybe around 20 or 30 small pictures, and I append them all in my Word file and convert it to a PDF. Now the problem with the source code, this is the biggest problem for us, how to get the source code. I don't know whether you have this idea already, but this is the main Very important part here, because the source code here, the issue is we have modularized our program, right? We move the function. I did it in my case like this. My project is like this. That's it. Very simple. Function, one folder, module is one folder, and main file. So all in all, my project is going to run with the main file. And this main file is connected to the functions, and that functions are connected to the modules. This is my strategy. So when I go to the main file, you will find, most of us, I think we did the same thing here. So you will find it here. Now, how to show a menu source code? There are resource menu, and then after that there is a selection menu. Either it's a main menu or a sub menu. Right? There are two menus. And if you copy this file, let's say, okay, I'm going to put my code. Okay, I'm going to plant it like this. Okay, I'm copying all of this code, copy, and go to my Word file, and maybe it's here after this. Oh my God. Okay, this is actually is way better. I did not even think this way. Still copyable with the background. Okay, fine. Okay, so it's very great. So you can copy whatever the things you want, right? Great. The colors and everything comes automatically, but only the problem is the background is black. I did not even try this way, by the way, but it's also nice. And I don't really use black background for anything. So I did a different method. For example, if you want to copy everything one by one, it will be very difficult for you. Or if you want to select any of the part, but now I found this is also an easier way. So you can just simply copy this and go to the word and paste it. I really did not know this one. I spent a different way, but I don't know whether you are interested with this, because I don't want to see something like this. It's a headache for me. But when you convert it, I think, let me try to save it as a PDF file. I'm going to save it in my desktop, make it PDF. Okay, any name is fine. Yeah, it's also okay. Okay, great. So maybe you don't need to spend a lot of time. Just let me see the capacity of this file, because now we put only one picture, right? And this one, 100 kilobyte. So it's okay. I think you can go almost everything. You can copy everything. Maybe even me, I'm thinking to resubmit it, my things, because they ask you for every action you have to copy. For example, if I'm adding part analysis, let's say you go to the function here and book. Now this is my add book function. My add book function is a bit bigger actually, because I'm doing so many conditions. I told you, right? Enter this one, enter that, and enter this, and I'm doing a validations and everything. So this is my add book part. So I'm going to copy this and go to the Word file and paste. Let's say instead of this, but it's not picture. But now this time it's fine actually. I like it. So let's say add book, and you put your print screen, or I'll put the source code first. So this is my add book part here. The problem, see, the alignments are, it's not perfect because it's copying it as a text. See the alignments. This is what I thought before, but before it came nice. But now when I copy it, now it's not good anymore. I mean, that you cannot see the alignment properly. In this case, if we want the alignment properly with the background white and everything, very simply, what you have to do, go to the PyCharm here, and let's say I want to import all of the book functions, right? Go to the file and print option here. This is what I noticed, and I tested it almost like around more than 30 minutes to 1 hour to bring it out properly. Then first of all, you set the paper size. So I choose it in this case letter, because sometimes the width is not enough to cover everything. So I say letter, or even if you choose A4, it's not a problem. So okay, I'm going to choose A4 this time. And the font, I use JetBrains Mono Light, and you choose 8. Actually, it was like 14, and it's too big, so it cannot cover everything. So I just use 8, and show line number. If you want to show this line number on your code, You can say show line number and show border. If you want a border around your file, you can put a border as well, and portrait or landscape you can say. And here is choose color printing. So the fonts, like for example, if it's orange, orange, purple, purple, green, green, it will be like this exactly. And syntax printing, it will be printing like a syntaxes. And print as graphics, untick this one. So it will be like a graphic, so it will cost you a lot. Remove this, untick this option. And after that, go to the next tab here, header and footer. And here I call it files. This means definitely if you in your PyCharm you will have a lot of writing here. This is files mean it's including the complete file name. So in this case, C colon my files mini project S22 and Python mini project functions and book.py. This is my complete file path. So it will be printing on the top like a page header. Yeah, placement is a header. In the page header, it will be printing something. Alignment is left. And then here I say page 1 of 5, whatever the page number, I put it in the footer. And go to the advanced tab. And in case if the texts are more than the A4 size width, it will wrap to the next line. I told them do not wrap because the lectures, if you wrap it, the alignment is left right. So the remaining piece will be left aligned with a zero indent. So it will be a problem. I mean, it's not nice anymore to show them as a code. So I say do not wrap. So what will happen if it is too long? It will cut. No problem with that. Let it cut because they don't need every single dot. At least you give them a proper view of your code. They can understand easily because they are lectures and they are working already. So they know what they are doing. And the second thing that adjust your margin. You don't need to put a lot of margin. So I put zero 0.5 in the left, top, bottom, left, and right. Simply, I set all of these things. Okay. So this is the initial thing I'm going to test it. So I'm going to apply now, and I print. Here, the trick is I use Microsoft Print to PDF. I have a printer, Microsoft Print to PDF. Normally, if you install Acrobat Reader, you will have this print on your machine, right? Like for example, if I say printers and scanners, you will find Microsoft Print to PDF. We have Effects and it's another printer actually. XPS Document Writer, OneNote, and Snagit. I have all these printers in mind. Maybe you might have some of them on your PC based on the application that you install. So I hope that you will be having this as well, Microsoft Print to PDF. In case if you don't have this, install Adobe Acrobat Reader. It will install automatically this printer automatically on your system. Okay, there. So just print this micro PDF file. I print it here. And then I'm going to put it in the desktop. I'm going to create a small folder just to show you what I'm going to do, okay? Because it will save you time. This is only a testing now. And after that, I will show you how to do that, all of them. So like testing PDF. And then let's say this is what? Book Python. Book book file, book PDF. So it's going to convert into PDF. I save it now, saving, it's done. So I'm going to open testing PDF and book.pdf. See the size is 142 kilobyte, very light. I'm going to open this now. You see, this is what it gives for me. Very nice. From model.book, very clear, very clearly readable. Even if you want to copy, you can copy as a text. Class book function. I have some variable, the green color, blue colors, and this is a dark blue. Everything as it is. When I see in my code, the alignment, indentations, everything's perfect. So I love this font, especially when you print codings, better to use this font, right? So then the page number is page 2 of 3. This is what I designed on my PyCharm. This is how it's printing. So it's perfectly all right. Now the problem is, do I want to do it one by one, all of them? It's a headache, right? Book and then this one and that one. So you don't need to do that as well. You go to the PyCharm again, and I put everything on a folder, function separate folder, model separate folder, and then main in it outside. In case if you put all of them into one folder, very simply go to this one and make sure that you are not selecting anything before you print out. If you select anything and print, it will print only the selected area. If you do like this, and if you print, it will print only this area. So make sure that you are not selecting anything. Go to the file and print. and we set everything before the same setting, because if we press apply, the setting will be saved automatically in the system. Now, instead of printing file book.py, choose this option. All files in the directory, in this function directory, everything will be printed, including subfolder. If you want include subfolders, include that, but I don't include that because I don't have any more subfolders. So I'm going to print again, and I'm printing. Uh, so now this is all. Let's save it. It's exporting one by one. Done. See, only 184 kilobyte. All the file under this folder in the PyCharm. Book, education, lecture DVD, and magazine. All of them are exported. So not the models. These all are exported actually here. So I double click this and see this is my file. You see very clearly main function book.py. Book.py contains one of three. Still book.py, go down, and then still book.py, and once it finish, it terminates. See the line number 167, that's it, it's empty. Now it go to the second area, which is magazine.py, right, starting in a new page, and all the things are printed similarly to all the other functions, like magazine, and then lecture CD, and then other DVD. So this is fine. So I call it functions. Similarly, you can do the same thing in the PyCharm. Go to the models here, and my models are very simple actually. So in case if you don't want to include all of them into four different pages, if you want to include all of them in one page, is either you can copy all the models into one file only for the meantime and print it. But me, I still create everything separate pages. Like model book will be in one page only. 20% of the page is occupied, the rest are empty actually, but I still want that way because I want to tell them that I separate the models into different file, because to follow the solid principle object oriented concept, like separation of concern. So I separate them because books and education DVDs are not the same or related objects or the classes, so I separate them. So I want to feel them. I want to show them that I separated it. So the same thing, you also right click on this. I'm going to print. Where is that? Print here, and all files. Make sure the all file, and this time I'm going to give the proper naming, all models, right? And now I go to the main file, do not highlight anything, just click anywhere else and say print. And then here only one file, so I don't need to say all files, just print. And I'm going to call it main file. Okay, so now I don't need PyCharm anymore. I'm going to close this, exit. And this is what we call that all functions, right? So I want my program, the orders, I want it like 0, 1, and the models will be 0, 2, right? And functions will be 0, 3. This is the order, right? Main menus. After that, you have to introduce the model before you go to the code, and the code 1, 2, 3. Now I go to the documentation. I'll show you my documentation. How did I do it also? Maybe it might help you to Python mini project new. This is the latest the modification. So we know that, right? We put everything here with our name, student ID, registration number, group, and due date. And I create a table of contents. So introduction, assumptions, problem faced, and flow chart, output screenshot. Here in the output screenshot, I separate them like initial menu, books, magazine, educational DVDs, lecture DVDs, and search by subject and quiz system. I actually I make it into two. Both of them are in page number 19, but it's supposed to be two different menus, search subject and quit system. It's much anyhow, it's okay, it's not a big deal, right? Quitting system is not very important because they are concerned about books, magazine, education, DVD, and lecture. Other things, I just make it. Uh, Second thing, after that, code breakdown details. This is my own unique way, but they ask you code of particular part plus the output. But I cannot include the code print screen like a pictures and attach it and export it to PDF. It would be like 20-25 MBs. So what I did, I put print screen of every actions, and after that, at last, I attach all the codes at once and all source code. This is the place that I'm attaching all the source code here. Right. So I say 21 plus because I do not know really how many pages it will be because it's not under my control, right? It's a control of PyCharm. PyCharm is the one generating these files, so I do not know and page number because here I have a page number. But when you combine multiple PDF, you cannot control it anymore. You cannot even put the page numbers there. Right. So oh, what is this? Okay, there is a issue. I did not notice it. I did not read it. Okay. So this is my interactions. I don't know. It's my interaction. You just take it. Assumptions. I assume something. I don't know. I actually the reason is why I'm not showing it to you because I have no idea whether it's right or wrong. So I don't want to flood you with this. Maybe it's a right or wrong information. In the problem phase, okay, creating an infinity menu display until the user select the exit option. The menu should always, come and come and come and come and come until you choose really, I want to exit. So I told them, okay, I use while condition because I want to write something to them that I face some problem, right? Okay. And then want to use the best practices of object-oriented programming concepts. So I choose like decompose the project into simple understandable module actually. Okay. Uh, like for example, breaking so many programs into small portions, and I call the function so I can reuse that and separate the models of each resources into different Python files. Like one second, guys. Okay, and then use the classes and the functions to abstract the code and reuse functions rather than repeating the same code. I use some things and use the PyCharm suggestions for code and indentation corrections. Right, PyCharm is giving a lot of corrections. And third thing, data validations and conversion issues. I had a problem with converting data and validating the data. So I used try-catch block to find the mistakes during the conversion of entered data and learn how to trim the entered input data using by using the strip function. Strip function. I even here I changed the font to Courier New to be like a code, look like a code. Strip functions and search and filter data in the list site. Everyone we face a problem how to search and filter by ISBN number or subject or whatever it is. So I use for loop with if condition. You remember that I told you in our lessons like an item for an item in self notebooks if an item or ISBN number something like this. Display the result in convenient way, something like I display a result. After that immediately the menu will be loaded, so I simply use input press any key to continue to pause the window right after the display of the result, and it worked well. So the user will be can easily focus on his result than the other unnecessary things at that moment. And I create something called static function, some functions. So this is my technique. And I have a small flow chart here, like start, and it's too small to display page width. Yeah. Declare main menu, sub menu, integer, sub menu. I don't know, maybe I found it something like this. And you choose your main menu, after that you choose a sub menu. If you choose a sub menu, output, this is a declaration actually, declaration initialize instead of this one. And after that, I'm outputting the main menu. You choose one of them, input main menu, right? You choose one of them. And if you choose number 5, and that's the search by subject, and after that it will ask you input now if you choose number 5, yes, then you input the subject name, then I will give you the result of the subject. That no, if you don't choose number 5, you go to this option. If main menu is equal to 0, that means you are saying that I want to quit. If you say yes, I'm going all the way and then end. That's it. You are quitting. Now, no, if you don't choose either 5 or 0, no, I just put a join here and say output resource selection menu will come to you. Then you tell what resource selection sub menu that you want to. Maybe I skip. Okay, yeah, yeah. You have to select the resource menu here. Maybe I am missing some area here. Like for example, you have to choose what resource, add book. Then after that, sorry, book or magazine or DVD or CD. You will choose one of them. When you choose that, I have to really tell them that I will show the sub menu, but I did not put it here. Okay, I cannot correct it anymore. Okay. Now, if the sub menu is one, input resource to add, because I cannot go detail by detail, right? Enter ISBN number, enter title. It will be like 10, 15 pages. So simply I said if submenu is equal to 1, add resource. I'm giving small mark to them inside the bracket add resource. Input resource to add, output confirmation message going this side. If it is 2, I'm removing. Input resource to remove and output confirmation message. If it is submenu through show all the available option, then there's no input, immediately only output. If we say show all the books, for example, it will display available resources. Now, if we say unavailable, there's no input, immediately it will give you all the unavailable resources. If it is number 5, which is lend resource, input resource to lend, I mean either enter the ISBN number or CD number or DVD number or magazine number, then I'm telling you output confirmation message, because this is my simplified way of displaying the flow chart to them. If they need more than this, that will be very big. I did not do my HTML yet. I'm still underdeveloped. You see, I show you later because it's not appropriate to go now. And if it is submenu 6, and this is called receive resources, input resources, receive output messages. And under the submenu, I also have a quit. So if you don't choose any of them, and if you choose 0, quit. So I go back to this side and it will end, right? Just a flow. And if you choose number 7, back to main menu, yes, if you say I want to go to back menu, I just go all this way, the right side, here, and I go all the way to the back to the main menu. But if you choose no, then it will go back to the sub menu. So this is a simple flow according to my knowledge and whatever I learned so far. I thought that this is enough. I mean, all the flows. But if you want more detail on this area, like input resource, how to input, everything will be different, right? Book will have a different type of inputs, and this one will have a different type of input, and that will be difficult for me. Here is okay, simply only ISBN. So it's very complicated. So I just simplified this flow chart into this, and I include that. I use draw.io and select all the objects and copy and came here and pasted it. Now I go to the output screenshots, and this is my main menu, and the main menu output. So I just print only the area that I want to show to them. The book menu, book here, add a book. So I add a book. I enter ISBN number, title name, and format, subject, and everything. Then I added a book message, an ISBN number. I'm showing the book details again, complete details. That's it, adding a book. Removing a book, and I put something called warning, because I'm making sure that I'm trying to tell the user that if you remove this book, it will be removed from your system. So be careful. That's the meaning of this warning. And the menu and how to remove, please enter the number of your choice number 2, enter the ISBN number to remove. I sure you want to do this one. The same thing, just print the screen of all what we did, all the menus actually, one by one. Unavailable magazine, everything. At last, now I have a problem how to add my source code. So I did one trick. I hope that they will be accepting my request. Source codes, I told them very clearly here. Uh, yeah, I say my source codes are categorized into main Python file, main menu, and submenu. Main Python file contains main menu and submenu, and I have a model folder, and that folder contains all the models, and I have a function folder that contains all the functions here. And I simply also tell them all these function classes are implementing the following functions. All the functions class implementing the following things like initial insert data and print details. This is static method of me. And the other one is add, remove, lend, receive, show all, show available, show unavailable, show all subject, all by subject. This is a search function actually. And I did simple trick. I hope that again they will be accepting. All codes files are combined with PDF, and I put the arrow here, and that's it. So I'm going to also save this file here uh, in my desktop. A testing PDF. I'm going to say Python mini project doc. Right, it's not document. I'm going to save it as a PDF. Okay, this is done. So I export the codes and I export my document as well. In the last, if you want, you can do something. Uh, okay, did I change something? Yeah, yeah, I think I changed something here. This page. Let me also do this. Okay. So it will be useful for me when I do it next time. Okay. In case if I want to upload it again, I'll be doing this way. So now, one more thing, if you want to tell them that your project is ending here, I create and then I just say end of documents, documents, Control E, select it, and just make this font bigger and bold, maybe some stars. Okay. This is another file. So just a one-time use only. I'm going to save as browse and PDF file, desktop, and testing PDF, end of document, and just save it. Okay. So after that, I'm going to combine all this file into one PDF by going to, I don't need this file anymore, I don't need that. It's with a simple line. So I'm going to, I love PDF and then go to the, also, how do you merge PDFs and drag your files here. Testing PDF, all of them are here, right? Drag all of them here and then you just reorder it, right? I want the Python mini project new in the first, and then I need the main file or even the models if you file model the way you want, just drag and drop in the end of the documents here. That's it. So I'm going to merge it now and download the merged PDF. See, only 1.94 MB. Otherwise, you will be end up with, if you take a print to screen of the source code and place it as JPG, you will end up with maybe 10, 15, 20 MBs. I don't know where is the file is downloaded. Okay, let me download it again. It's done. So this is my file, mini projects, right? And did I separate them? This is the old file. Because I combined my original file. So now it's starting to download, which is 1.94. It is downloaded already because it's using the same name. So this is a new file because how to identify it. The page that I broke here. What? Okay. Yeah, we forget already that. I mean, after export only, I broke it into two lines, these lines. So definitely those modifications will not be there. And these are the code after this all. Okay. No, this is not the one I come. Maybe it's not combining properly. Let me combine again. Testing PDF. Where it is. Yeah, OneDrive desktop. Yes, this is what I want. Anyhow, just combining. Okay. And end of the file will be always end. This one will be in the front. I'm going to put the main file first, and 2 and 3. I'm merging now. Download the merged PDF. I'm going to create a different name for this. New start. Yeah, see the main is the one first that we attach. So the main files are here. Everything is attached. See the lines, boxes, and the file names, and the page number that gave before with the Python export, page 1 of 2. In the end, this is the end of document. So all of them are combined into one file, and I hope that this helped you to do your documentations. So that's it.